Hi, welcome to everyone. This is Revati, Department of Computer Science, working as guest lecturer in Telangana Tribal Welfare Residential Degree College for Women, Kottagudem. So, today my topic is Python programming. Before going to explain you about the programming language Python, I would like to thank you for Principal Madam and our Secretary Sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So now I am explaining the contents of the Python programming. Here are the contents. What is Python? Difference between C, C++, Java and Python. History of Python. Python, a scripting language. Features of Python. Applications of Python. Python variables, comments, sample code. So these are the contents of Python programming. Now I am going to discuss you about Python programming. The definition of Python programming is Python is a dynamic multi-paradigm general purpose interpreted and high-level programming language. So Python will support object-oriented program too. Here I need to explain you some words and their meanings. So first of all, paradigm meaning. Paradigm meaning is pattern or model. Pattern or model. So I am going to explain you in detail about language paradigm. So what I said, paradigm means model or a pattern. So here is a types of programming language paradigms. So language paradigms are divided into two types. First one is imperative paradigm and second one is declarative paradigm. Here in imperative paradigm, user need to specify what to do and how to do the programming. Means here the program steps are undergone step-by-step process. That means set of instructions are given by the user to computer to compile the code. For the best example for this imperative paradigm programming means C language. Okay, so C language is having step-by-step process to solve a given problem. So that is called a imperative paradigm. So examples for procedure programming is C language. And the example for object-oriented programming is Java language or C++ language. Why we are calling these two languages as object-oriented means here we are using inheritance, polymorphism, OOPS concepts. Okay, so these are all the OOPS concepts which are used in the object-oriented programming. Whereas comes to declarative paradigm, these are functional driven. These are functional driven languages. User need to specify only what to do the program. So here the program is of function driven. So here the program is composed of functions. So by giving the functions only, the output will be came. How means like Python language. Here in Python language, Python is a coding language. It is a coding language, but it is having the functions inbuilt. So there are a library of functions are there. More than 200 functions are there in this Python language. So we need not write the functions definition in the program. Just we need to specify the function name so that it can be operated and gives us the output. So for function driven paradigm, the example is SQL programming. Okay. For logical paradigm, the example is Lisp. Okay. Again, coming to this purpose. Here, purpose means we are having two types of purpose. One is general purpose and other one is special purpose. So Python programming is a general purpose language. Irrespective of the platforms, in any platforms, in any kind of OS, the Python will run. Okay. So whereas coming to special purpose language, only the language is dependent. How means? So C language, for example, C language will run on Windows operating system, Unix operating system. But the C program will not run in Mac operating system. So for specific purpose only, these languages are using. So for example, take Fortran language. Why the Fortran language is using? For developing the coding applications. Means here to write a complex program, we need to do the mathematical operations. So for that purpose, we are using this special purpose language. For example, take COBOL. COBOL is used to develop business applications. Okay. For developing the business applications, we are using COBOL. So this is called all about special purpose language. So Python, we can call it as a high level language. Why we are calling it as high level language means the Python is portable language. Why we are calling portable means here in irrespective of the platforms, the Python code is running. And this Python language is both multi-paradigm and programming language. Also, it is called as a scripting language. So why we are using this scripting language means to enhance the web applications, we are using these scripting languages. Okay. Now, we are going to know about the compiler and interpreter. Here, what is meant by compiler? Compiler is a converter. Compiler is a converter. For which languages? The other programming languages called C, C++, and Java. These three languages are using compiler to convert source code to machine code. So why we are using this compiler? To convert the source code to machine code or source code to byte code, the compiler is using. After complete writing the program, only we can compile the program. Before that, we need not compile that program. Whereas in the Python, it is not like that. Here we are using interpreter to convert the source code to the byte code. So interpreter means here the code will be read by the interpreter line by line. Immediately after writing the one line of code, the interpreter will immediately convert that source code to the byte code. Means byte code means nothing but machine understandable language. Here source code means we are writing in a source code, but we will only understand that particular source code. The computer will not understand the source code. For that purpose, we are using interpreter to convert high level language to machine understandable language, that is called bytecode. So machine understandable language means zeros and ones. We are using the interpreter to convert source code to bytecode. Okay, so here Python is using this interpreter to convert the code. Here the code is immediately converted into bytecode and immediately gives out the output. Whereas coming to other programming languages like C, C++ and Java, after writing the whole code only, the compilation will be done. Okay, so for the difference between compiler and interpreter is here. The other programming languages like C, C++ and Java takes more time to compile the source code, whereas Python will take less time to give the output. So this is the best advantage of Python programming. Next, here I am going to explain difference between C, C++, Java and Python. So here see one by one, all of you. So this is a C, C++, Java and Python. So first one is language type. So here in C language, we are using the type of language is procedure oriented language. When it comes to C++ language, it is object oriented. Comes to Java language, it is object oriented language. And coming to the Python, both procedural and object oriented languages are using. So here we need to know what is meant by procedural language means. It is a step-by-step process to compile the code. So this is procedural language. And where it comes as in C++, all the program is considered as objects. So the code, in the code, all the things are converted into objects. So that is why the name called here object oriented. Next, Java. So Java is also called object oriented language. Next, Python. Python is both procedural and object oriented. As I have said earlier that Python is a programming language and object oriented. Means here both scripting and programming languages are using in this Python. That is the big advantage compared to other programming languages. So building blocks. Second thing is building blocks. So C language is function driven. Why it is called function driven means in C language we are using functions to write the program and functions to solve the program easily. And in C++, the object and classes are using here. And in Java, both object and classes are used in the Java to write the program. Where coming to Python programming, function, object, class, and function driven are used in this Python language. So next, third one is extension. For saving the C program, we are using .c extension. For saving the C++ code, we are using .cpp extension. For saving the Java file, we are using .java extension. For saving the Python programming, we are using .py to save the file. So next thing is platform. So what is meant by platform? Platform in the sense, in the platform we are having two kinds. First one is independent and second one is dependent. So here is C language. C language is dependent language. Why we are calling it as dependent language means only in one operating system or one platform the C programming is going to run. No other platforms is used for the C language. So here is the example, Windows. Okay. Next, while coming to C++, it is independent. It is independent. In what operating systems these C++ is using means Windows, Unix, Linux. Here these three languages are using. Here the C++ language is using these three kinds of platforms. So that is called independent language. We're coming to Java. Java will run on any platform or any code blocks. Okay, so Java will run like that. So next, while coming to Python, Python is an independent language. It is both server side programming and client side programming. Why I am telling these two means it is multi-purpose language. We are using this as a multi-purpose. To create web applications and to create browsers also we are using this Python language. And all the platforms like OS, operating system Windows, Mac, Linux and Unix, all these operating systems are using this Python. We can simply download the Python and we can write the code in any of the environment. Okay, so next, comment styles. So while coming to C language, /*/ is used for commenting lines. The comments are in between the stars. Okay, we have to write the comments in between the star. Okay, so while coming to C++ language, here we are having single line comment and multi-line comment. For single line comment, we are using double slash, and for multi-line comment, we are using /*/ Okay, while coming to Java programming, here also we are having single line comment and multi-line comment. For multi-line comment, we are using /*/, and for single line comment, we are using double slash. We're coming to Python. For comments, we are using a symbol called hash. To write a comment, before the comment, we have to keep the symbol hash. And for multi-line comments, we have to give the double quotes like this. Okay. Next, translation type. So I have told earlier that for converting the source code to bytecode, we are using compiler for C and C++ language. We're coming to Java and Python, interpreter is using. Interpreter is using. Okay. But in Java, both interpreter and compiler is using to convert source code to bytecode. So here, next, database connectivity. So for C and C++ languages, database connectivity is not supported. Whereas coming to Java and Python, the database connectivity is supported. So next, representing blocks of statements. So block of statements means here is a specific portion of place is left for a block of code for specifying the function or a specifying the control statements. Okay. So in C language, curly braces are using, C++ also curly braces, and Java also we are using curly braces for block of code. We're coming to Python, indentation is used. Okay, indentation is used. Next, declaring variables. For declaring a variables, we are using C, C++ and Java languages at the starting of the code only. We have to declare the variables in the starting of the code. Whereas coming to Python, declaring of variables at the initial of programming is not required. Okay. Next, applications. So here we are having some of the applications for C language is compilers, interpreters, and embedded programming, etc. For C++, simple desk applications, embedded systems, etc. For Java, we are using desktop GUI, mobile web, and gaming. So these are the main applications of Java programming. We're coming to Python programming, desktop, web, gaming, network programming. We are using for web applications. We are using for inventing the gaming applications, for improving the network productivity or connectivity. We are using this Python to write a network programming. We're coming to IDE. IDE means integrated development environment. So what is it called means in which environment or in which editor the source code is written. So here is there for C and C++ language, we are using Turbo C and code blocks to write a program. For Java, we are using Eclipse and NetBeans. Okay. For Python, we are using lot more environments to write a Python programming. Next, here history of Python. Here the history of Python is invented by Guido van Rossum in 1980s. He is in Netherlands. Okay, the Python programming was implemented in the year December 1989, where it is released and used by the people in 1991. So how this name Python is come into existence means Guido van Rossum is a fan of Monty Python's Flying Circus. So this is the famous TV comedy show in Netherlands. He is always watching that channel. So he got an idea to keep Python for programming language, a new programming language. Then he decided to keep the name as Python. Next. So I want to explain you one thing, that is scripting language. Earlier I said Python is a general purpose language. In that general purpose, we have discussed two things. One is a scripting language, the other is programming language. So Python is Python is working in both the languages. Okay. So now coming to scripting language. Scripting language is lightly programming. Means here the programming is lightweight, and here the programming is typed loosely typed programming. Why we are calling this scripting language as lightweight and loosely programming means nowadays Python is a rocking language, rocking programming language. Why we are calling means many of the IT industries are using this Python scripting language to write a code and develop the web applications. So that purpose we are the scripting languages are most important. So here the Python is a main icon. So see here we are having two types of scripting languages. One is client side scripting, the other is server side scripting. So coming to client-side scripting, the execution of the program or a script running within the browser. So the execution of the program in client side is undergone in browser. So within the browser only the programs or scripting is done. So the best languages which is using the scripting language means JavaScript, structure purpose HTML, color purpose CSS. CSS means cascading style sheets. So coming to JavaScript, why we are using this script we already know. So next, structure purpose HTML. Why we are using this HTML means for scripting language, for structure purpose and for color purpose we are using this HTML. So nowadays websites are using more in the market to attract the people outside. We are using these types of web applications. Okay, so HTML is the one of the scripting language. It is also called a structural language. So here in this structure we are having head, title, body and all. Okay, whereas coming to cascading style sheets, here the colors are mentioned. So all of you when you are seeing the websites or web pages, there are many colors to attract people. How means by using this cascading style sheets only. Okay, so this is all about client side scripting. While coming to server side scripting, here script is executing within the web browser. So web browser, all of you know about the web browsers. What are the web browsers are there in our computers means Chrome, okay, Netscape, Navigator, all these are there in our programming or there in our computer. Okay, so here comes some examples. Python uses HTTP web server. For writing a Python script, we are using a web server called HTTP. HTTP means Hypertext Transport Protocol, and Jigsaw is also another web server using here. Okay, next JSP. JSP means Java Server Pages. For writing Java server pages, we are using a web server called Tomcat. Okay, so why these scripting languages are more important in day-to-day life means, in IT industry, the usage of web applications is day-to-day increasing. For that purpose, we are using the scripting languages to improve the script languages. Okay, so hereafter it is a difference between the scripting language and a programming language. So here are the couple of lines are there to explain. Okay, in scripting language, read line by line. I have already explained you that in procedural languages we are using line by line, means user need to give the instructions line by line and execute line by line. And whereas coming to programming language, the execution and the working part is undergone by compiler based. Okay, so next comes implicit declaration of data types. So here in scripting languages, we no need to declare the variables outside the program. So here the data type declaration is done dynamically. At the time of writing the program, we can declare the data types. Whereas coming to programming language, we have to declare the data types earlier in the program. Means before starting the coding part, we have to declare the data types. Okay. So next, easily integrated with other languages. So best example for this integrated is Python language. So Python language is using the scripting languages. So this language is integrated to any other language like C, C++, and Java. So we're coming to this programming language, difficult to integrate with other technologies. So here the integration is not done. Okay. Next, what are the features of Python? Here comes easy to code. Anyone can understand this Python language and learn this Python language. Okay, without knowing the knowledge of the computer also, without having the knowledge of programming also, we are able to write the code and we are able to learn the code within the hours. Okay, so that is it is called easy to code. Next, second one is free and open source. So free and open source means the Python software is available in the official website called www.python.org. Okay, in this particular website, the Python software is there. Anyone can download this Python software and work. Okay, so next, object oriented language. So object oriented language means here Python is also using the OOPS concepts called polymorphism, overriding, encapsulation, inheritance. All these are called object oriented language. Here also we are using class. Okay, for defining a program, here we are using class. Okay. Next, GUI programming support. Here comes all the graphical applications or gaming applications are created by using this graphical user interface programming. So Python supports 3D programming, graphical programming. Next, high level language. So why this language is called high level means it is a portable. So Python can run in any platforms. Example I have already told earlier. Now examples are C, C++, and these are the programming languages. Whereas coming to environment means nothing but operating systems. So Python code can run in Unix operating system, Linux operating system, and Mac operating system. So these are next, portable language. Portable in the sense we can write this code irrespective of the platform. So irrespective of the platform, we can write this code in any other languages or platforms. Okay. Next, interpreted language. Interpreted means here it is the prototyping is fast here. How means in other programming languages like C and C++, for writing the code, after writing the code, we need to compile the code and then only we can execute that particular code and we'll getting the output. Where coming to this Python, it is interpreted. How means by writing the one line code, it is automatically converted into bytecode with the help of interpreter. So the output will come in few seconds compared to other programming languages. So that's why Python is using. So large standard libraries. Python is having 200 or 200 plus functional libraries. Okay, functional libraries in standard library. So next, dynamically typed language. We no need to declare the variables at the earlier in the program. we use variable or data types declaration currently. How means in other programming languages we need to first declare the variable. After that we need to write the functions, statements, all those. Okay, we're coming to Python programming. We no need to specify before variables are data types. At the point of usage, we can use that particular variables are data types. Okay. Next, for writing Python programming, we need editors. For writing any of the programming languages, we need definitely editors. Best example is, in general, if we want to write a letter, what is the editor we are using there means definitely it is a Microsoft Word. So by using Microsoft Word, we are writing the letters. Likewise, same in this programming language, here we are using these many editors to write a Python programming. So first one is IDLE. It is a one environment or one editor. Next, Jupyter. This is Ellipse. This is Anaconda, PyCharm, Epic, TH, and Spider. These are all the editors to write the programming language. Okay, the programming language, what we call Python. Okay, next, whereas coming to applications of Python, where this Python is using, in what are the areas this Python is using means, for developing the web and internet applications, we are using this Python. For creating a gaming applications like video games, 3D games, or other things, we are using this Python to write a gaming code. Okay, for developing the gaming applications also, we are using this Python code to write. Okay, for next thing is network programming. In network programming, the application we are using here is network. So the better improvement in the network we are using to write the code is Python language. By using this Python language, we can write the network programming. Okay, so in next, business applications. So for developing the business applications also we are using this Python code, and also we are having the other languages, COBOL or Pascal. I think Pascal is using to develop these business applications here. Okay, and now Python is also used to develop these business applications. Coming to database access. So why this database access is used means, to retrieving the data in the database, we are using some of the procedural languages like SQL. Okay, in DBMS we are using this database access method, whereas coming to Python, here also we are using database access. Here also we are using Python language for database access. Means the bulk of data is there in the database. In that data, we need to retrieve what the data we want. Okay, for that purpose also we are using this Python language. Okay, next, indentation. This is the important role playing in the Python language. How means, see here, this is a Python code and this is a other languages code like C, C++, Java. Okay, so what is meant by indentation? Indentation refers to block of code, okay, to identify the block of code, we are using this indentation in Python. So without using this indentation, the Python programming will not work. Whereas coming to other programming languages like C, C++, we need not mention indentation. For mentioning indentation, we are using colon. So by giving the colon here after the control statement, okay, so the space is left for the next statement, okay. So before the statement, the place is left. So this is called indentation. So see here, all of you, this is looks like a structure. So Python program is having some structure. We definitely follow this structure to write a programming. Without the structure, the Python programming will not work. Next, Python comments. So what are the comments? To explain the source code, we are using comments, and to learn the program in the programming language, we are also using these comments. Means, see here, Python programming. If anyone know about the Python programming code, we did not know, but by using these comments, we can easily read that comments and understand that language, okay. So that's why these comments are using in this Python language, okay. So comments are used to explain the Python code, okay, and comments can be used to make the code more readable. Means by using these comments, we are able to read the code and understand the code, okay. Next, here comments are not executed in Python programming, okay. Next, creating a comments. How we can create a comments means by using a hash symbol, we can create the comment. So here is the sample code, that is print double quotes hello world. Why we are keeping this double quotes means this is a string. For that purpose, we are using this double quotes. The output here is hello world. Next, here in Python, we are also using multi-line comments. So multi-line comments are represented in double quotes or single quotes. In between double quotes, we are using multi-line comments. In between single quotes also, we are using these comments. So here is the example over here. Python program, this is a comment line. So this comment is in between the double quotes. So here is the code print hello world. The output is hello world. The program will not display the comments in the output area, okay. So this is what I am telling. Next, here is Python variables. What is meant by Python variables? Why we are using these variables? Variables are used to store the values of the variable, okay. So variables are the containers for storing data values. So see here, one example is there. X is a variable. X is a variable, and 5 is called value. In between X and 5, here we are having one operator that is called assignment operator. Is equal to, we can call it as assignment operator. So automatically the 5 is stored in the memory location with the name X, okay. Likewise, Y is equal to John. So John is stored in the location Y. So here we need to print these two variables. So we have to use this print statement X and print Y. So here, all of you see here, the output is 5 and John, okay. Next, here are some rules for using the variables in the Python. In Python, we can only use underscore and alphanumeric characters before the code. Okay, for writing a variables, we only use underscore and alphanumeric character. So these variables are case sensitive in Python programming. Okay, so these are the rules in Python programming. Next, this is a sample code that is factorial. Okay, all of you know about factorial very well. I think all of you know. Coming to max lecturers, they will know extreme. So here factorial means, all of you see here, for example, I am taking 4 value. For example, I am taking 4 value. What is the factorial of 4 here? Automatically all of you say, what we say? 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. The 4 factorial is 24 here. So likewise, the Python using here this factorial. So I'm going to explain you about the code here. So the first line is comment line. Okay, comment line. For comments, we are using hash symbol. Okay, so this will not display in the output. All of you see here, n is equal to int input of double quotes, enter the value. Okay, n means here we are taking the value. What is the value taking here? So that is represented in the form of n. Okay, so what type of number we are taking means int type. So here for finding the factorial of the given number, here we are using int data type. Okay, so why we are using int means we are giving the numbers. For that purpose, we are using integer data type here. For giving the input, we are using enter the number. Okay, next, result is equal to 1. Okay, why we are using this result is equal to 1 means, for example, if you know the factorial of 4 very well, that is 24. So how we can do means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that all combinedly will get the answer 24. So n is the ending value. Okay, n is the ending value, and here 1 is the starting value and 0 is the middle value. So for that purpose, we are using here n 0 minus 1. So for is the loop. Okay, for is the loop. Here we are using in this code. Result is equal to result into I. So already we are given I as 1 here. Okay, so whatever the result comes, that will be multiplied by 1 so that it will come same. Okay, print. To print the factorial number, we need to write print statement. Why we are using print means, to display the output, we are using print statement. So here factorial of n is result. So here is output displayed over here. Enter the number 5. So what is the factorial of 5 means 120. Okay, so here comes, I'm going to explain the code practically by using an editor called IDLE. Okay, so see here all of you, this is a IDLE editor. So how we can open this editor means, in the search bar we are going to write IDLE. Okay, and open that IDLE environment to write the Python code. So it is opening here. So this is a small factorial program what I have explained you now. So see here, these are the tabs using here. One is file tab, edit tab, shell tab, debug tab, options, windows and help. This is the editor to write a Python code. Okay. Next, go to file menu and take a new file. Okay, take a new file. So all of you see here, I'm writing simple code. X is equal to 5. Enter. And print X. So after writing the code, this is a code. Okay, this is a simple code and less lines of code we are using in Python. That's why we are using the Python language to learn the programming language. Any one of you can learn this Python language, irrespective of the groups. You can learn this Python language. Okay, so this is a small code I have wrote here. So first we need to store this file. Okay, that means save this file. So in file, go to file tab, then go to save as button and click here. Here write anything, sample. For example, I am giving this program name as sample.py. Okay, so .py is called a extension. Here .py is called extension. Okay, so by giving the sample.py, we can save this file. Okay, okay, already saved this file. Now we can run the file. So as I have said earlier that here we are using to convert source code to bytecode, we are using interpreter. What this interpreter will do means, after writing the single line of code, the interpreter will immediately transfer that code into bytecode. Okay, so that's what happened here. So I am running this code. All of you see here. Go to run tab and click run module. So the output is displayed here, that is 5. All of you see here, the output is displayed. Okay. Next, I am going to write another program, that is see here, I am writing a code, sample code, that is x is equal to str of 3. Next, y is equal to int of 3. Next, z is equal to, type properly. Okay, by typing properly we did not get any errors. Okay, float. So now I am giving here 3. So all of you see here, x, y, z are called variables, and here I am giving different data types. That is, first one is str means string, int means integer, float float means, we already know, that is called decimal type. Okay, so for getting the output, we are giving the statement print. Okay, print x. Next, print Y. Next, print Z. Okay, this is the small code I have written about data types. Okay, so first of all, we need to save that file by giving the extension sample dot 2. Sorry, sample2 dot py. Okay, this sample2 dot py is storing under the Python files only. Okay, then click the save button. So already it is saved. Then for displaying the output, we are using run command. So all of you click the run command and see the output in run module. See here, for string, here 3 is printed. For int, here 3 is printed. And for float, here 3.0 is printed. Okay, so this is the code I am explaining you. So I am explaining you another small program called factorial. Okay, so this is a factorial code. Okay, this is a factorial code. So here, for running this code, for executing this code, I am using a command run. Okay, so click run module. So here comes that enter the number. So whatever the number you need, just enter that number. I am taking here 6. So see here, 6 factorial is 720. Okay, all of you understood? Okay, so thank you for giving this opportunity for me. Thank you one and all.